Rabotai, we know that the Torah prohibits cooking and eating and benefiting from milk and meat that was cooked together. All these three surim apply to that. But like we said, according to Torah law, only milk and meat that were cooked together is asur to eat. The Rabbanan came and said, you know what? Even milk and meat that wasn't cooked together, even if it's cold, if it's together, it's asur. Not only that, the Chachamim made another gzera, part of the original gzera, which was that even if a person eats meat first, he can't eat meat afterwards for a certain amount of time. There is a tremendous machloket poskim how long that is. Da'at Maran Shulchan Aruch, and based on the Rambam and other Sephardic poskim, is that you have to wait 6 hours between meat and milk. Now, we're going to speak about the other way around, but if a person eats meat, you have to wait 6 hours until you eat dairy. There are two reasons brought down why would the Chachamim make such a gzera. If it's not being eaten together, what's the issue? The Rambam writes that when a person eats meat, meat has a texture that sometimes separates and gets stuck between the teeth, such that if a person would eat during the next 6 hours dairy afterwards, it can get dislodged, mixed together with the dairy, in which case he might be eating both of them together. Rashi and the Tur say a different reason. They say that meat has a characteristic that it kind of stays in the bita b'li'ah, the taste stay there. It's moshech ta'am for about 6 hours afterwards, such that since the taste of the meat stays there, it would get mixed with any dairy that a person would eat for 6 hours afterwards. The Tur and the Shulchan Aruch say that we're machmir both ways. Therefore, what's the nafkamina? What's the practical difference both ways? Let's say a person just chews meat. Let's say a person has a baby and he's just chewing meat, not swallowing, just chewing it so that the baby can eat it a little bit easier. According to the Rambam, which is the halacha, a person would have to wait 6 hours after that, even though he didn't swallow. The other way around also. What happens if there's something that doesn't require chewing? You're eating some sort of meat, and instead of chewing the meat, you just swallowed it without chewing it all. L'da'at Tur and Rashi, over there it's still moshech tam. You have the problem of the taste, and in both of the cases, you'd have to wait 6 hours before you eat dairy. The only time that a person can have meat in his mouth and not have to wait, for instance, is, let's say, put in his mouth without chewing and without swallowing. Let's say you want to taste something sometimes it happens on Erev Shabbat or any other time, you want to taste a meat dish. You take the meat, you put it in your mouth, you just swish it around a little bit to get a taste, and then you spit it out right away. You didn't chew, you didn't swallow. Over there, if you wash out your mouth very well afterwards, then be'emet, according to all poskim, you'd be able to have dairy right away without having to wait 6 hours. As Hashem, in the following days will continue.